and we don't have too many to choose from that are just starting at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay, well, I think we're forced into that one, unfortunately. Sorry, people at home, but sometimes it is the way of the game. If people are trying to win, they're going to play the decks that they think are strongest right now, and that means that order and growth are
Well,
probably going to be
can we hope he
here.
hasn't picked the same deck or the wrong deck again? Because this one has Mystic Altar in it.
Well, yeah, Mystic Altar's okay. It has some synergy with some of the cards in order. It can you can do some pretty interesting stuff with it.
I mean, you can, but it's never seen play. As far as I know, it's never seen play.
You're surprised at the Mystic Altar. I'm surprised at the Royal Infantryman more than
Uh,
anything else.
I
I
mean,
mean, the Mystic Altar I like. I like it as a concept. It has some
and a
synergy.
Wings
But
Cleaver.
the Infantryman is a really interesting card here.
Getting confirmation from chat, the fairies are in fact insane. Okay. Just
Cool.
glad we can confirm that. Transposition as well. This is a very, very strange deck.
I'm really interested to see this deck.
I am as well.
This could be
What
cool.
was that about? Sorry, folks at home, and a boring matchup. Look at this. He's got like wings charges and everything. It's great.
This is cool. I like this.
I don't know what he's gonna do with it. I mean, I'm kind of hoping to see something.
But that like I was saying earlier,
Brave.
this is an environment where you can test decks out because people would take it more seriously than they were challenge matches, right? But at the same time, there's no risk of losing rating, so you can play decks that are a little bit, a little bit out there, a little bit different, and I think we're seeing something to that effect. I would hope so.
Do you understand that play in any way? He played a wing shield by itself in the middle row without any armor against a growth player. Was it a misclick? I could understand if it was a gallant defender, but I mean he had the wing soldier in his hand as well, so it wasn't as if it was the only player for that turn.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, but I mean, that's a whole multitude of things he might have slipped his mind. He might have, like you said, made a misclick. Who knows? Could also be a newer player, right? That's
could
also
be.
a possibility.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being a new player. Like you say, you can. People, the theory crafting in chat is real. You like how? Yeah, okay. We have a tendency to overthink these things. It works. We're used to seeing good players come up with crazy decks. I mean, I've kind of just expect it from now to see something weird every so often. And who knows? Even if he is a new player, seeing a deck like that win.
I don't like that mindset that we shouldn't analyze it just because they're new. I think that there's something to learn and something to look at from every single player, both new and old. And if they're running an interesting deck, then I think we should look into it. So I don't know. I feel like we should analyze these kind of things.
Yeah, no, I can.
Even if they're new or old, I mean, there's something to learn from everyone, even if they are new players.
Infiltrate.
Infiltrate. I like infiltrate a lot, actually. I don't think it gets enough play.
Well, countdown increase is never quite as valuable as countdown decrease in order to have some limited deck slots, right? That's the only problem.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that, it really only sees, at least for me, I've only ever seen it played in mass in things like judgment and draft, where cantrips like that are a bit more valuable, and countdown increase can sometimes be useful.
They can be quite useful in stall decks, or maybe some even like weird variants of late game order if you're talking about like using waking stones and infiltrates to try and stall out the game.
Yeah, just let the game go for 30 rounds and then crush them.
It's a potential strategy. It can happen. It's not quite as strong as the regular just creature-based late game order that we're seeing, but it's it can be there. The Wings Warder is a strange choice in the growth matchup because, well, I don't think he's running any targeted spells.
He didn't know what he was going up against the growth matchup, did he? But
well, I mean, by the time he placed down the Wings Warder, he pretty clearly knew he was up against growth.
True. He could have placed it in the front, but then he also has a Gallant Defender there, which can take hits a bit better. So
just seems like a strange choice to play.
Sure, sure.
But I mean, maybe Teteduo could be running like. I mean, what is he afraid of?
Was
Ranger's
it
Bane?
was it Unground? Was that what it was? The one
Oh, on
that when you do
ground
damage
too. Yeah.
Unground. And I'm curious as to why Unground fell out of favor because it was really strong and it was in almost every growth deck for a while. It just disappeared.
Yeah, but
See the armor of the
yeah,
Garlic Defender
I
going to
think
good use.
that was a misplay.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I'm actually gonna say no because he wouldn't have killed the Garlic Defender anyway. Oh wait, no, he would have because okay,
Yeah, he
so
would
that
have.
might have actually been a misplay.
Yeah, would have been much
I
better
tell
just to
you
summon
what,
a
I felt
wolf. Flip. Although he's flipping to kill. I feel like it would have been better just staying where he is and killing the Earthborn Mystic.
What he could. I think what he wants to do is he wants to do damage to the Earthborn Mystic to because in theory the Earthborn Mystic might kill itself, right, in a few turns. So
Well,
I
quite a
think
few
the way he
turns, but
did
it's
there
countdown.
was an interesting decision. Maybe not the best one, but I can see his mindset behind it. And the Brave is going to run amok if it gets something like Urban Murph on it.
It is, but the chances of drawing that are much reduced when you take down the Mystic. So I'm not sure. I can understand it. It just seems like a slightly odd play. Probably just gonna see a veteran here. Although there's an argument to be made for dropping a Terran route, especially when both the brothers can drop Ragged Wolves next turn.
Yeah, that is an option. In fact, he
okay.
goes for the rallying, the one thing we didn't discuss, of course. And this could actually be a pretty big turn here.
Now, how is he going to choose to do this? Because he can either...
I think he has to commit a lot to kill off that Garlic Defender, but he can leave the Mystic there.
Yeah, I think he's... Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's just going to do the 1 damage. Damage the Wings Warder. Interesting. I think I would have committed to kill the Defender.
Really? I think I would have just summoned wolves, to be honest. Just to threaten those big Culling Flock players. And... Or at least summoned one wolf to... Instead of damaging the defender, summon a wolf and kill off the Wings Warder.
Yeah. They really are sparring for the mid lane here. They are fighting it out hard. They're playing what neither player wanting to concede it here. Understandable, but
yeah, I think Plasma isn't running a late game enough deck that once he loses the mid game, I don't think he's gonna have a chance to, or once he uses the mid lane, sorry, he won't have much of a chance to reclaim it. But likewise, Teteduo, he's running growth. I mean, growth doesn't have much comeback, especially not if it's not running Quake. So I think his units have enough health that they can weather the storm in the middle. And I think he's just taking that gamble that Plasma just doesn't have any more countdown reduction. Focus. Although he leaves his... Why would he do that?
I've done that in the past. It's kind of painful to do, but I remember back when I used to play a lot of wings soldiers that I would occasionally put them in really bad positions, which would almost guarantee that they died, just to get something else into a better position or guarantee a kill on something. I'm not sure if it's the best habit in the world to have. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure it's pretty bad. But I can understand the temptation there. See a Jarl, a Kingfolk Jarl. I haven't seen that in a long time. So
well,
I think to see if he can actually get it down.
I think Jarl's always got some potential.
So do I. I think it's okay. I don't think it's. I don't think it has a place in every single deck. I think that it can, in theory, be really, really strong. And then we do see the Urban Murph being played here, just to kill off.
Very strong. Why didn't he summon? He's not summoning any wolves with his brothers, even in that situation where it would have been enough to kill the Wings Warder. I mean, he could have moved the Great Wolf back one, moved the Brother of the Wolf where the Great Wolf stands now to defend it, and then summoned a wolf back where the brother is now. But
on the chat, y'all's been making a comeback recently in growth decks. Interesting. You know, I have seen it a few times, but I thought they were just blips on the radar. I wasn't sure if they were actual legitimate. I'd be interesting to see the meta go in that favor. I've always thought Jarl was okay, but I didn't think it had a place in every growth deck. But
I don't think it ever will have a place in every growth deck, but it's
yeah,
quite powerful.
It's a bit expensive for what it does, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Heritage being played. I like Heritage a lot as well. It's another order score I actually really like. You combine that with Stick Ultra, and he's going to have a lot of draw if he can get both those down. Or in theory, he could have a lot of draw, because Heritage ain't triggering off of a dead unit.
Interesting that he didn't use the Ragged Wolf there, because it would have allowed him to spend his resources more efficiently. And it would have also given the Great Wolf enough attack to take out both the wing soldiers. Don't know. Quite strange.
He could rally, or he could also just veteran. He's going to rally here. He's going to kill one. It does give 2 cards over though.
Okay.
But I feel like the ball presence he gained was probably worth it.
Maybe. I can see an argument for not using the rallying because his units are about to attack anyway.
True, but
and there was no kind of immediacy there.
Speeding up by 1 turn can sometimes be the difference between winning and losing, right? And if he's trying to wrestle ball control right now, I think he needs to take every chance he gets to take a chunk out of order. So perhaps you're right. I mean, we'll see in the following turns that he might end up bouncing back with an even stronger board, and then kind of regret using that rallying this early.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing here. I mean, what can Teteduo do? He doesn't really want to drop a veteran anywhere else. I mean, he can maybe separate the brother down to the bottom lane. And veteran in the middle there. Yeah, that was what he decides to do. And a warding stone. Another very lesser played card.
That's cool, man. I'm liking this deck.
And he's going for idols.
He's going for the idols. Wow, that's aggressive right there.
And he doesn't
it might pay off though. It might pay off because
it really doesn't with the inspiring effect of the Jarl though. It really doesn't.
True, but how many people run Jarl?
Well, Teteduo does.
Surprised if he had predicted that.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of things would have dealt with this board as it stands. I mean, he can, or not. Okie dokie. That's quite unusual. It's enough. No, it's not enough. Oh, now he summons a wolf.
4. Oh, he summons a wolf. Nice.
I feel like that would have been a much more efficient play by dropping the Jarl there. Honestly, because the inspiring effect would have allowed him to deal with his units much more efficiently, without wasting attack. And
could be that he's trying to hold on to the Jarl for another, like a similar time, but when he can only get the Jarl down to, like it could get into a situation where the only way to kill the units is with the Jarl. In that one, he could do other things to guarantee that row would die. Yeah, the damage isn't as effective.
Ooh, there you go. That's a really weird use of a Jarl.
Okay,
but I like it.
Maybe I was slightly wrong.
And now he gets the haste effect back. It's great.
And now he gets the haste, but maybe that was what he was looking for, right? Because he does get it back into his hand, which means he can use it again, which is, of course, when it's at its most effective, right? So I mean, it is good, but then he just drops another one, so it's kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah. Back and forth. Doesn't have the Dominion effect on that wing spear. So it's just going to be spiky too. I think he's just going to drop the veteran to deal with that. He doesn't want to sacrifice Ragged Wolves into it. Okay.
Hey,
cool.
He does get the other Murph from that, so could be pretty useful here.
I mean, I think you have to drop the veteran and then use a ragged... maybe not. Yeah, drop the veteran there. Is he just going to go for idols at this point? I feel like he can.
He might do.
Yeah.
Summons a wolf,
But
yeah.
he's going to summon a wolf. Interesting. Yeah, with that Jarl about to go off, XOplasma doesn't have too many options.
Yeah.
Oh?
We see he does opt for the flip, okay. He doesn't really get anything else to help too much though. And he has to... I would probably sacrifice a unit just to protect that idol on 7 health, at least. Because gonna fall otherwise, guaranteed.
Yeah, does use the Mystic Altar as a wall.
He does do the Mystic Altar, yep.
Although with an Earthen Mirth.
Okay.
Actually, is a Manchewolf game here? Yeah, Manchewolf's game. With the Earthen Mirth in the top.
Yep, Earthen Mirth on the top, yeah. Well seen, well seen. Okay, well, you know what? That was actually a really good game.
Actually, you'll take another turn.
Oh, I take one more turn. Okay,
quite have enough damage.
We're still going.
We're still going.
Well, I'll finish.
Okay.
Okay. Is that enough? Hang on. It's the 10 damage there, and he's no.
It's kind of. It's enough to take out that idol.
Cool. Well, what I was gonna say before I got interrupted twice was that despite the fact that maybe the decks and the plays have been a little bit odd, this has probably been my favorite match so far. Both players running interesting decks to say the least, and it's kind of cool. And this is why I like Braggin Brawl, right? Because ESL you won't really get these kind of matches. Both players are running decks that are unconventional, making plays that maybe some of the top players wouldn't make. But that makes it really interesting, right? And it keeps you guessing. And I think these matches are way more interesting to watch, especially when you're seeing so many players play the same decks, and it can get a little bit stale on occasion. So,
GG.
yeah, and I think he's going to see it out this time. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to do it.
Oh, but that's going to help.
Well, there we go. It's going to help a lot. Yep.
Veta.
Extra damage.
That's
makes good
the
use
BM.
of resources, and there we go.
No reason.
Genuinely, there's a big smile on my face right now. That was a really good game.
A very strange one, but yeah, I agree when you say it's nice to see some kind of slightly weird matchups. Just to get a break from the normal matches we see. Okay.
And people say that late game order is bringing. Well, there we go. That was a good game. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too.